The smell of expensive vanilla candles and fresh paint fills the air. I stand in the foyer of a stunning $670,000 modern farmhouse, clutching a lukewarm glass of champagne. My older sister, Chloe, is glowing. She twirls in her silk dress, gesturing to the quartz countertops and the floor-to-ceiling windows that overlook the valley. I still can't believe it's mine, she sighs, leaning her head on our mother's shoulder. Mom beams at her, the kind of look she usually reserves for a miracle. You worked so hard for this, Chloe. You deserve every square foot. I stand by the buffet table, feeling like a ghost at the feast. I'm the quiet one, the responsible one who stayed local, worked as a senior data analyst, and spent my weekends helping Dad with his taxes. Chloe was always the dreamer, the one who moved to the city to make it in PR, even though her bank account was usually a graveyard of overdraft fees. How did you do it, Chloe? I ask, trying to keep the edge out of my voice. The market is insane right now. Getting a mortgage for a place like this, it's a feat. Chloe's smile flickers for a fraction of a second. She takes a long sip of her drink. Just smart investing, Maya. And a really, really good broker. You know me, I've always got a trick up my sleeve. Dad claps me on the back, nearly spilling my drink. Don't be a buzzkill, Maya. Let's just celebrate. Our girl is finally settling down. No more asking us for rent money, right? The room erupts in laughter. I force a smile, but my chest feels tight. There's a nagging itch in the back of my brain. 6 months ago, Chloe asked for my social security number to add me as an authorized user on a small credit card to help boost my credit score. She said it was a thank you for helping her through her last breakup. I trusted her. She's my sister. Why wouldn't I? As the party winds down, I watch Chloe laughing with her high society friends. She looks perfect. The house is perfect. But as I look at the pristine white walls, I can't shake the feeling that I'm standing inside a lie. That was the moment everything changed. I just didn't know it yet. 2 weeks later, the illusion doesn't just crack. It shatters. I'm at my desk, deep in a spreadsheet, when my phone buzzes. It's a notification from my credit monitoring app. New account opened, mortgage. Then another. Delinquent payment reported. My heart drops into my stomach. I haven't applied for a mortgage. I live in a modest 2-bedroom apartment. I open the app, and the numbers staring back at me make the room spin. $670,000. The address is 1422 Willow Lane. Chloe's house. I feel like I can't breathe. I pull up my full credit report, my hands shaking so hard I can barely type. There it is. My name, my social security number, my salary, artificially inflated with forged documents. But the signatures? They are a hauntingly good imitation of mine. I call Chloe immediately. She doesn't pick up. I call again and again. On the 5th try, she answers, her voice thick with fake sleepiness. Maya, it's 10 a.m. on a Tuesday. What's up? The house, Chloe. I whisper, my voice cracking. Why is your house in my name? Why am I getting alerts about a missed payment on a $670,000 loan? Silence. Cold, heavy silence. Maya, listen, she finally says, her voice dropping the sleepiness. It's sharp now. I can explain. My credit it wasn't where it needed to be. I was going to lose the house. I just needed a bridge. I'm going to refinance in 6 months and take your name off. It's no big deal. No big deal? You stole my identity, Chloe. This is fraud. This is a felony. Don't be dramatic, she snaps. We're sisters. What's mine is yours, right? I'm making the payments. It was just a little hiccup this month because my commission was late. Just pay the minimum for me, and I'll Venmo you. I hang up. I feel sick. I drive to my parents' house, certain they will be just as horrified as I am. I burst through the door, throwing my phone on the kitchen island where they are having coffee. She used me, I sob. Chloe stole my life to buy that house. My mother looks at the phone, then at my father. They don't look surprised. They look guilty. We know, Maya. Mom says softly, reaching for my hand. I pull away like she's made of acid. You knew she committed identity theft against your other daughter. She was desperate. Dad says, his voice stern. She's finally doing well, Maya. If this comes out, she goes to jail. Her career is over. You have a clean record. You have a good job. You can handle a little dent in your credit. We're asking you. No, we're begging you. Protect her. I felt invisible, standing in my childhood kitchen. I realized I wasn't a person to them. I was just a safety net for their favorite child. The next few days are a blur of gray. I can't eat. I can't sleep. Every time I close my eyes, I see the prison bars that should be around Chloe, but might end up around me if the bank realizes the Maya on the loan isn't the one living in the house. I try to talk to them one more time. I go over for Sunday dinner, hoping the madness has passed. I'm going to the police, I say before the salad is even served. The clatter of silverware is deafening. Mom bursts into tears instantly. How can you be so selfish? Your sister finally has something to call her own, and you want to tear it down because of a piece of paper? A piece of paper. I scream. It's my credit. It's my future. I can't buy a car. I can't get a loan for myself. And if she stops paying, which she already has, I'm the one who goes bankrupt. We will help her pay, Dad says, slamming his hand on the table. I'll take money out of my 401k if I have to. But you are not reporting this. You are not ruining this family over money. She ruined it when she stole from me. Maya, Mom sobs, grabbing my arm. She's your sister. She's fragile. You've always been the strong one. Can't you just do this for us? If you report her, we will never forgive you. You'll be dead to this family. I look at them. My parents. The people who were supposed to protect me. They are willing to sacrifice my entire existence to keep Chloe's perfect illusion alive. They aren't choosing her over me. They are choosing the lie of her success over the truth of my life. I leave the house in a daze. I drive to Chloe's modern farmhouse. I sit in the driveway and watch her through the window. She's hosting a wine night. She looks happy. She's laughing with a man I don't recognize, gesturing to the art on the walls. Art bought with my credit. I realize then that they think I won't fight back. They think Maya, the good daughter, the quiet one, will just roll over and take the hit. They think I value their love more than I value my own soul. They are wrong. I reach into my glove box and pull out a notebook. If I'm going down, I'm not going alone. And I'm certainly not going down for a crime I didn't commit. I trusted them. I really did. But as I watch Chloe toast to her hard work, something inside me goes cold. The girl who wanted her parents' approval dies in that driveway. I spend the next week playing the part of the broken daughter. I stop answering their calls. I send one cryptic text to the family group chat. I need time to think about what to do. They think I'm mourning. They think I'm deciding whether to sacrifice myself. In reality, I am a woman possessed. I take a week off work. I spend 12 hours a day at the public library using a computer that isn't logged into my personal accounts. I dig. If Chloe was bold enough to steal my identity for a house, what else did she do? I find the broker she mentioned, a man named Marcus. A little digging into public records, and LinkedIn reveals he's not a broker at all. He's a former boyfriend of hers with a history of creative financing. I find more. 2 credit cards in my name, opened 3 years ago. A car loan for a Mercedes she traded in last year. She's been skimming off my life for years, taking just enough that I wouldn't notice, keeping the balances just low enough to stay under my radar. This house was just her grand finale. But the real discovery comes when I look into the down payment. Chloe told our parents she saved it. But I find a wire transfer record in a stack of mail I borrowed from her mailbox. The money didn't come from her savings. It came from our father's business account. He didn't just know. He funded it. He used his company's tax withholding fund to give her the $100,000 down payment, likely planning to pay it back before the IRS noticed. They aren't just protecting Chloe. They are protecting themselves. They used me as the fall girl. If the house goes into foreclosure, it's my credit that burns. If the bank investigates, the fraud starts with me. I feel a strange sense of calm. The betrayal is so complete, so absolute, that the pain disappears. It's replaced by a cold, hard clarity. I am not their daughter. I am their collateral. I go to a lawyer, not a family lawyer, a high-stakes criminal defense attorney who specializes in white-collar crime. I lay it all out. The mortgage, the forged signatures, the wire transfers, the business account. This is big, Maya, he says, looking over the documents. You realize if you move forward, your sister goes to prison. Your father might, too. I look him dead in the eye. They made their choice when they signed my name. Now it's time for me to sign mine. I don't go to the police yet. Not until I have everything in place. I start by reconciling. I call Mom and Dad. I tell them I've decided to keep the secret for the sake of the family. The relief in their voices is nauseating. Oh, Maya, we knew you'd do the right thing. Mom cries. We're all going to Chloe's this weekend for a new chapter dinner. Please come. Let's be a family again. I'll be there, I say, my voice steady. I have a surprise for Chloe, actually, something to really commemorate the house. That's my girl, Dad says. I spend the rest of the week working with my lawyer and a private investigator. We gather every scrap of evidence. I record a phone call with Chloe where she admits to using my SSN. Just stop whining about it, Maya, she says on tape. You're finally being useful for once. I also contact the bank. I don't report the fraud. Not yet. I simply ask for a full digital audit of the loan application, claiming I lost my copies. They send over everything. The forged pay stubs from my company, the fake tax returns. It's a masterpiece of deception. I make 3 copies of the truth folder, one for the bank's fraud department, one for the IRS, and one for the dinner party. I also do one small thing. I change the locks on my own apartment and get a security system. I move my important documents to a safe deposit box. I am purging them from my life before the bomb goes off. The night of the dinner arrives. I dress in my best suit. I look like the professional they always overlooked. I look like a woman who is about to take back her life. I pull into the driveway of the $670,000 farmhouse. The lights are glowing warmly. It looks so inviting. A perfect home for a perfect family. I walk to the front door, the truth folder tucked under my arm like a gift. My heart is racing, but for the first time in my life, it's not from fear. It's from anticipation. They thought I wouldn't fight back. They thought I was the weak link in their chain of lies. I'm about to show them I'm the one who breaks it. The dinner table is set with fine china. Chloe has outdone herself. Filet mignon, expensive wine, the works. My parents are beaming, acting as if the last month of threats and tears never happened. A toast, Dad says, standing up. To family, to loyalty, and to the bright future ahead for both my daughters. We clink glasses. The wine tastes like ash. Actually, I say, my voice cutting through the warmth of the room. I'd like to give Chloe her gift now, before dessert. Chloe grins, her eyes sparkling with greed. Maya, you didn't have to. What is it? I place the thick, manila folder on the table. Open it, Chloe. It's the key to your future. She opens it, her smile holding for 3 seconds. Then it vanishes. Her face turns a sickly shade of gray. She flips through the pages, the recordings, the bank audits, the wire transfers from Dad's business. What is this? She whispers. What's going on? Mom asks, reaching for the folder. I let her take it. As Mom and Dad read the documents, the silence in the room becomes suffocating. Dad's hands begin to shake. He reaches the page showing the IRS report I've already drafted regarding his business account. Maya, he growls, his voice low and dangerous. What have you done? I've done exactly what you asked, Dad. I say, leaning back. I've taken care of the situation. I realized that as long as this house is in my name, I am responsible for the crimes committed to get it. So, I've decided to stop being a victim. You're reporting us. Chloe screams, jumping to her feet. You're my sister. You're going to put me in jail over a house. No, Chloe, I say calmly. I'm putting you in jail over my life. You didn't just take a house. You took my credit, my reputation, and my trust. And Mom, Dad, you didn't just ask me to help. You tried to blackmail me into being a co-conspirator in your embezzlement. We did it for the family. Mom wails, throwing the folder across the table. No, I say, standing up. You did it for Chloe. You've always done it for Chloe. But here's the thing. The bank's fraud department has already received their copy of this folder. The police are receiving theirs in exactly 10 minutes. And the IRS, they'll be auditing the business by Monday morning. The explosion is immediate. Chloe lunges at me, screaming insults, calling me a jealous bitch and a traitor. Dad is shouting that he'll disown me, that I'll never see a dime of their inheritance. Inheritance. I laugh, and the sound is sharp and cold. Dad, after the IRS is done with you, there won't be an inheritance. There won't even be a business. I walk toward the door. My mother is on her knees, literally begging me to call the police and tell them it was a mistake. Please, Maya, she's your sister. Don't destroy us. I look down at her. This is the woman who told me I was dead to her if I didn't let my sister ruin my life. You destroyed yourselves. I say, I just stopped helping you hide the wreckage. As I walk out the front door, I hear the first siren in the distance. I had timed it perfectly. The private investigator had made the call the moment I entered the house. I stand on the lawn of the $670,000 house. The house built on my name and my father's theft. Blue and red lights begin to dance against the white siding. Chloe comes running out the door, disheveled and sobbing, as a patrol car pulls into the driveway. She looks at me, her eyes filled with a hatred so pure it should have burned. I hate you, she screams. You've ruined everything. I don't say a word. I just watch as the officers approach her. I watch as my father is led out in handcuffs, his head bowed. I watch as the perfect illusion goes up in flames. I feel light. For the first time in 26 years, I don't feel like the quiet one or the invisible one. I feel like me, 6 months later. I'm sitting in a small, sun-drenched apartment in a new city. It's not a $670,000 farmhouse. It's a one-bedroom with a view of a park. But every brick, every piece of furniture, and every utility bill is in my name. Honestly, the legal battle was brutal. Chloe took a plea deal. 3 years in state prison for identity theft and mortgage fraud. Dad is serving 2 years for tax evasion and embezzlement. Mom moved into a small condo, funded by what little was left after the fines and the foreclosure. They don't call me. I don't call them. The bank cleared my name after a grueling investigation. My credit score is slowly climbing back up, point by painful point. It will take years to fully recover, but the weight is gone. Sometimes I scroll through my phone and see old photos of us. The 4 of us at Christmas. The 4 of us at my graduation. I look at those faces, and I don't recognize them anymore. They were actors in a play I didn't know I was starring in. I used to think that being good meant being silent. I used to think that love was measured by how much you were willing to suffer for someone else's mistakes. I was wrong. Yesterday, I got a letter from Mom. It was 8 pages of guilt, blaming me for Chloe's depression in prison and Dad's failing health. She ended it by saying, "I hope you're happy with what you've done to this family." I didn't cry. I didn't even get angry. I just walked over to my paper shredder and watched the pages turn into confetti. I am happy. I'm happy because I can wake up without a pit in my stomach. I'm happy because I don't have to carry the weight of their lies anymore. I lost my parents. I lost my sister. I lost the only world I ever knew. But as I look at my own reflection in the window, I see someone I finally respect. Sometimes losing your family is the price of finding yourself.